Hey friends, I had a question because I posted on Facebook a Google Flight map showing results from Pittsburgh to multiple cities. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that. You basically you go to a browser bar and type flights.google.com and hit enter. Now I'm doing this in an incognito window just so that I don't want Google to keep on getting locations. And here you type in the city from your base city. It could be Washington, D.C., New York, Delhi, Moscow, Berlin, basically any city. I'm typing Pittsburgh because I'm closest to Pittsburgh. And now instead of putting a date, I'm leaving, this thing as round trip, one passenger economy. You see it above the word Pittsburgh. And instead of putting a destination, I'm just going to hit the search bar. And that brings me actually, Google has this feature where this used to be called Dream Maps in Travelocity a while ago. Google has a similar feature. Kayak has something called FairBuzz. This shows you a lot of different regions. And here you can actually go and change the dates now on the left if you want. You can go to flexible dates, which is what I prefer, and it asks for 1 week trip in 6 months. And you can, maybe change it to weekend here. Hit done. Weekend trip in 6 months. You can adjust the pricing to be less than, I don't want to spend more than 600 on a weekend trip, let's say. And even that's a lot for me. So it shows all these places, and you can zoom out to get more places in it. Or see, now it shows up Europe on the right and some places, airports in Hawaii, even as far as Tokyo, Fairbanks, Alaska. But let's focus back on this. So this pink dot is my base location, and it's showing some of the key locations on the left, like usually used places like Nonstop New York 1 hour 21. It shows the dates also here. Now you can go and adjust dates later on. Now let me take the hypothetical case of going to Austin. When I click on that, Austin, Texas, it shows Allegiant Airlines is the one that's giving the cheapest flight, 150. That's a Friday, May 29th, Monday, June 1st. I click on View Flights. It opens a new window. Now that's what it'll do anytime you click a new window. And it shows these non-stop options, the dates. I can look at the details if I want, leg room and all that stuff. So I select this. Then it shows the next flight, which is the return flight on Monday, June 1st. To see exactly when it is, it's 6:50 p.m. Get me back at 10:51. Same thing, no carry-on luggage. That's what this icon means. And so I can select this, and basically at this point it'll then show me an option to book with Allegiant, and Google gets a small cut in this. Or it give you other options to book if there's other options like booking agencies. Also here you can hit share and send it to yourself, or you can send it to your friend, or you can email it to a specific email address. And if you're logged into Google, send it to yourself, just sends it. So that's it. That's a simple part. So that's pretty much it. You can close this and in fact go back and look at, well, let's see, I want to see a different part of the world. So I'm just going to move across to Europe, and after some refresh lag, it'll actually pull up places here. And Pittsburgh is not the greatest airport to fly out of for Europe. You want to do DC or JFK. Obviously, you need to be closer. For me, DC is 3 hours and JFK is 7 hours drive, so it's totally not worth it. But let's look at Barcelona. It's using JetBlue and TAP Air. It takes me 16 hours to get there, so weekend trip's not the greatest. But if I want to do a week-long trip, then I could still, click this. I could adjust dates. Also here, notice something. If you click on the date, it'll actually show you the month, and then you can go back and forth, and it'll show like the pricing in grayed out lettering behind it. So there is, if you go on March for a 3-day round trip, you can actually, or let's say a 1 week. This is leaving on March 2nd, coming back 10th, $537. Barcelona. Now that looks pretty good. Of course, still you have 6 hour layover in Boston, 2 hour layover in 3 hour layover in Lisbon. Then it gets you there. Select the flight if you want, or let me put in a bigger airport and see if that changes my options. I'm going to do Washington, D.C. 585, which is actually more than going from Pittsburgh, so I don't like it. Let me go to JFK. This should bring it down. Actually, you can fly through Norwegian. Whoa. Actually, I might. This is worth traveling to JFK using Megabus or something and then going. Now, that's if you have a lot of time on your hands. I don't have many vacation days, but I'll still check this just to see what the deal is. And I don't know. I think as long as you can get a Schengen visa, see this, it gives options for booking with Norwegian or booking with Expedia. Make sure the same price. But if you go through GoToGate and Norwegian separate tickets, but Norwegian's anyway one of those ultra low carriers, and you can click this, and basically at this point you separately go to these websites. That's opening up GoToGate, and see the long ID there in the URL. That means that there's some tracking going on, and Google is getting some cut. So that's 147, 143. So book these two things separately. And in the US, you have 24 hours to cancel. So they recommend that you actually, if you're close to pulling the trigger, go ahead and book it. And then within the next, 12 to 16 hours, just to be safe, if you find a different fare, go ahead and cancel this and book the new one. So in this one, again, you may have to do a low fare and click the 139. And in this one, it's already 146. So book two tickets and you're ready to go to Barcelona for not too bad of a price, around 390 or something altogether, I think. So that's basically that. And thanks for listening to this long 7 minute clip.